Focus are a Dutch progressive rock band formed in Amsterdam, the Netherlands in 1969 by Thij van Leer. The band have undergone numerous formations in its history. Since 2011 it has comprised Van Leer on vocals, keyboards, and flute, Pierre Van Der Linden on drums, Bobby Jacobs on bass, and Menno Gutjes on guitar. Formed of members of the pit band for the Dutch production of the rock musical Hair, Focus gained popularity following the success of Focus 2, which contained the hit single, Hocus Pocus. Their success continued with Focus 3 and Hamburger Concerto. Following their breakup in 1978, Focus reunited in 1985, 1990, and 1999 before reforming in 2002. They continue to tour and release albums. In 2010, Hocus Pocus was used as the theme for Nike's 2010 World Cup commercial Right the Future, which renewed interest in the band. History 1969 to 72. Formation, debut album, and Focus 2. At the release of their first album Focus Plays Focus, Focus comprised keyboardist and flutist Thij van Leer, guitarist Jan Akkerman, bassist Martin Dresden, and drummer Hans Kluver. The album was little noticed outside the Netherlands, where a small but avid fan base developed. In the United Kingdom, the single, House of the King, initially garnered attention as a Jethro Tull sound-alike. Akkerman left the group to form another band with Pierre Van Der Linden, a drummer he had previously performed with in Johnny and the Cellar Rockers, The Hunters, and Brainbox. Van Leer made the difficult decision of leaving behind his bandmates Kluver and Dresden to join Akkerman's new group, which, after enlisting bassist Cyril Havermans, retained the name of Focus. In 1971, the group released Focus 2, which brought the band international acclaim and a hit on both sides of the Atlantic with the radio edit of Hocus Pocus. This rock classic consists of Ackerman's guitar chord sequence used as a recurring theme, with quirky and energetic interludes that include alto flute riffs, accordion, guitar, and drum solos, along with Van Leer's whistling, nonsensical vocals, falsetto singing, and yodeling. In September 1971, shortly before the band went on tour to support the album, Havermans quit, desiring to create and perform music which utilized his tenor voice, and was replaced by Bert Rutter. He released his first solo album, Cyril, in 1973, on which he was backed by all three of his former bandmates from Focus. 1972 to 75. Focus 3 and Hamburger Concerto. At the time when Focus 3, a double album, was released in 1972, the group became a virtual, overnight, international success, with both this recording and its predecessor Moving Waves reaching significant chart positions. The success of these recordings was principally due to the exposure of the group's work on radio and TV broadcasts and the significant airplay and consequential success of the Van Leer-penned Sylvia, which became a major hit in many markets and spent 11 weeks in the UK singles chart, where it peaked at No. 4. Tommy, an edited version of the tune from Moving Waves, charted only in France. On Focus 3, Van Leer and Akkerman were still producing much of their most seminal work. Some of the extended improvisations recorded were intended to reflect their live sound, whereas the shorter songs displayed a remarkable stylistic range with multi-tracked overdubs of additional instruments to make the overall sound fuller and richer than what a quartet could achieve live. The single House of the King was added to close the album. In late 1973, Focus released the album At the Rainbow, a high-quality live recording that showcases the group's ability to perform in exemplary style as a live ensemble, with the notable interplay of Jan Akkerman and Thij van Leer, particularly on such items as the extended Hocus Pocus. The release of At the Rainbow was decided upon due to dissatisfaction with the new material recorded at Chipping Norton under the supervision of producer Mike Vernon. These recording sessions were approached at a time when the group were the subject of significant demands to tour, with mounting pressures to assert their position and for continuation of their commercial success. According to Vernon, the bandmates were emotionally stressed and physically drained. Van Lier composed a few new songs, and Ackerman only one, as he spent most of the fortnight resting in bed. The recordings appearing within the compilation Ship of Memories of 1976, the title track, Ship of Memories. From these sessions is a composition and solo performance of Pierre Van Der Linden. Thij Van Lier contracted appendicitis following the aborted Chipping Norton recording sessions, and he and Jan Ackerman both decided that Pierre Van Der Linden's jazzy, big band style of drumming would be a hindrance to greater mainstream commercial success. Initially attempting a tighter, simpler drum sound at their behest, Van Der Linden opted to leave the band at the end of October 1973 and was quickly enlisted to play in the progressive rock group Trace with keyboardist Rick Van Der Linden and bassist Jaap van Eyck. Focus attempted to replace Van Der Linden with Mitch Mitchell and Ainsley Dunbar, both of whom were unavailable, before settling upon ex-Stone the Crows drummer Colin Allen, who had previously worked with producer Mike Vernon. With this lineup, Focus recorded the Hamburger Concerto album in January and March 1974. A single version of the album track, Harem Skem, failed to chart in the UK. Prior to and after the debut of Hamburger Concerto were the release of compilations of the group's work as a consequence of changes of catalogue, ownership, or label series release. 1975–78. Mother Focus and split during the recording of the album Mother Focus. Colin Allen left the group, and Pierre Van Der Linden temporarily returned. However, David Kemper, favored by Thij Van Lier, was the drummer in the studio sessions and the tour. The release of Mother Focus was to mostly negative reviews, as the group had consciously departed from a progressive rock sound, endeavoring to create commercial pop music with occasional classical and jazz harmonies on some tracks, light disco-funk rhythms. Most of these compositions were by bassist Bert Rutter, as Thij Van Lier had recorded a solo album Oh My Love of his own songs, and Jan Ackerman withheld his compositions for his forthcoming solo albums Eli and Jan Ackerman. The final outing of this lineup was, by contrast to Mother Focus, one of the group's most impressive recordings of this period, as the single, Crackers, O Avondrude, of 1976. The instrumental, Crackers, is re-recorded on Jan Ackerman's subsequent solo offering, Jan Ackerman, of 1977, and O Avondrude, as originally appearing on a Dutch compilation, with contributions of contemporary Dutch lyricists, entitled Zing Je Moders Taal. Note: this item was not released in the UK, as the record company decided upon the pressing of House of the King, with Crackers in accompaniment. These two items, Crackers, Red Sky at Night, appear, in instrumental form, on the 1976 compilation Ship of Memories. One side of this album features recordings from 1975–1976, and the other side is of the unfinished Focus tracks from the 1973 tracks at Chipping Norton Studios. Ship of Memories was released largely due to the effort of Mike Vernon, the group's producer during the period 1972–1974, and without the active involvement of the band. Jan Ackerman was fired from the group by Thij Van Lier after he refused to rehearse a new jazz fusion song ironically entitled For Jan. This was in early 1976 on eve of a sell-out UK tour. His last-minute replacement was Belgian guitarist Philip Catherine. Recordings from the UK tour exist as Focus, Live at the BBC, dated 21 March 1976. The song, For Jan, was subsequently retitled Maximum, and was recorded for a new album the following year. In 1977, the newly reformed Focus worked with U.S. singer P. J. Proby. Within weeks, photographs of the singer and Thij Van Lier adorned the pages of the music press. The consequential offering was the Focus Con Pro B. Focus Con Pro B featured drummer Steve Smith, guitarists Philip Catherine and E.F. Albers and P.J. Pro B on vocals. The album, which was not released in the UK, received dismal reviews and a lack of interest from the record-buying public. And after a short tour, the band terminated with a final concert in Ternsen in 1978. 1985–99. Reunions. In 1985, Van Leer and Ackerman reunited for a joint project which resulted in the commercially unsuccessful album Focus. In 1990, the classic lineup of Ackerman, Van Leer, Reuter, and Van der Linden performed old and new compositions on the Dutch TV shows Veronica and Gauw van Oud. An unsuccessful attempt was made to formally restart the band at this time. Van Leer and Ackerman shared the stage and performed Focus compositions at the North Sea Jazz Festival in 1993. 6 years later, Van Leer attempted to reform Focus with original drummer Hans Kluver, bassist Bert Reuter, and new guitarist Menno Gutjes. 2002–present. Reformation. 2010 World Cup advert. And touring in 2002, Thij Van Leer reformed Focus with himself, stepson Bobby Jacobs on bass, guitarist Jan Dumme, and drummer Ruben van Roon. Van Roon was soon replaced by Bert Smarok. The result was the well-received Focus 8 album and world tour. In 2004, Pierre Van Der Linden replaced Bert Smarok on drums. Due to musical differences, Dumme was dismissed from the band in 2006. In the same year, the band released the album Focus 9, New Skin, on the Red Bullet label, which currently owns the entire back catalogue of Focus. In July 2006, Niels van der Steenhoven joined the group and the Focus 9, New Skin CD was recorded. In May 2010, Nike included Hocus Pocus as the main theme tune in their extended FIFA World Cup commercial. The advert was first aired on US network TV during the UEFA Champions League final between Bayern Munich and Inter Milan on the 22nd of May, and then throughout the World Cup. A re-release of Hocus Pocus, due to the Nike commercial, led to the song entering the UK singles chart at No. 57. As of 2011, Menno Gutjes has rejoined the band, replacing Niels van der Steenhoven. Also in 2011, American rapper J. Cole sampled Hocus Pocus in his song Blow Up, which is featured in the game MLB 11. The show. The band released their 10th studio album, Focus X, with cover art by Roger Dean in October 2012 to very positive music reviews. In 2014, Hocus Pocus appeared in the soundtrack to the RoboCop remake. The band also released a studio album, Golden Oldies, featuring new recordings of classic Focus material of the 1970s. On 14 April 2014, Focus released their 11th studio album Golden Oldies, a collection of newly re-recorded versions of some of their most popular songs including Sylvia, House of the King, and Hocus Pocus. Music. Ackerman's House of the King was originally a Dutch single release, before being included on the UK album In and Out of Focus, which featured tracks from Focus Play Focus, in a different playing sequence plus House of the King. The same version, not a re-recording, was included on the 1973 double vinyl release of Focus 3, and later became the title themes of the BBC children's television shows, Encounter France and Merry-Go-Round, both 1979, then Don't Ask Me, a science-based British TV show of the 1970s that made household names of Dr. Magnus Pyke and Professor David Bellamy. It is also the title theme of Steve Coogan's BBC Two sitcom, Saxondale. Personnel. Band members, lineups, timeline, discography. Studio albums: Focus Plays Focus, In and Out of Focus, Focus 2, Moving Waves, Focus 3, Hamburger Concerto, Mother Focus, Focus Con Pro B, Focus, Jan Ackerman and Thij Van Leer, Focus 8. Focus 9, New Skin, Focus X, Golden Oldies.